Hey everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. This week's theme is Valentine's and also feelings and friendship. So let me give you a tour of our classroom and show you what we have set up for this fun week. So part of our theme, our Valentine's theme, because it's feelings and friendship, we also include a post office in our dramatic play area, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But that also includes some post office stuff happening in the block area. So we created a little scene on our training table. It has a road and we have several different mail trucks and we have a post office, and then we have some blocks so the children can build homes and they can pretend that they are delivering the mail to each house. So in our dramatic play area, we've created a very simple post office. We have our wooden mail boxes, and then we have some different things on our shelves, and I actually created a printable that has different labels that you can use. I will drop a link in the description, as well as a sign that says post office, and then there's also a color page. And so I put the boxes on the shelf, they're labeled, and then we have envelopes as well. And then I have a mail bag, well, several mail bags, and these were something that we made over 5 years ago, where we just got some canvas bags and then we got some red, white, and blue ribbon, and we just used that special fabric glue. We didn't have to do any sewing, and we just glued it to the top of the bag, and they have lasted for over 5 years with all of our preschool classrooms using them. And the children love to pretend that they're putting the boxes and the envelopes into the bag. Well, they're actually really doing that. And then they're pretending that they're delivering mail. And then we also have some hats and some vests and some little visors that they can wear as well. And then the other part of our dramatic play area, we have a little pizzeria Italian restaurant happening. So we've got our Melissa and Doug Italian set with pasta, and we've got our Valentine plates, and we've got some different boxes and containers and seasonings that they can use, because we love to pretend that we are going out to the restaurant for Valentine's Day. And then at our water table, we are going to be working on our fine motor skills. I'm going to be filling both sides of those bins with a little bit of water, and then the children are going to use droppers, and they're going to fill the silicone hearts with water using the droppers. So it'll be a fun way for them to strengthen their hands and fingers with a Valentine's theme. In our reading area, we have our kindness elves, and I shared why we use these elves in our classroom in a separate video. I will drop a link in the description, but the kindness elves are a really fun, sweet way to focus on kindness with your classroom. And it's not just for Valentine's Day. You can use it year-round. I've shared how we used it at Christmas time, for example. And we just use them to notice what we are doing, how kind we are to each other, and we point that out. And there's a cute book called The Story of the Kindness Elves that we will read. So it's a really sweet way, again, of focusing on kindness in the classroom year-round, or if you just want to do it for the month of February, that's something that a lot of teachers do as well, and that can be done in home too. On our light table, we have lots of red. We have our red window blocks. We have our red plastic blocks. We have some wooden blocks. We have some heart-shaped containers, and then we have some little heart gems that I will not be using with our younger children, because they look too much like candy to me and just pose a choking hazard. So I will remove those for our younger children, but I will have the pom-poms so they can put the pom-poms in the containers as well. And on our easel, we've cut out some heart-shaped paper, and then we are just going to use some do-a-dots, and they can use the do-a-dots on the easel for a fun fine motor activity. And then in our sensory bin, we have our dyed rice, and we have our paper mache heart boxes, and then we have some felt hearts and some scoops and some bug tongs. And I have a post that I shared exactly how we made a very, very similar sensory bin last year, and I'll drop a link in the description. And because young children just love to scoop dyed rice, as I've mentioned before, and they love filling boxes, and they love putting lids on boxes. So these paper mache hearts boxes are awesome. So if these are still available, drop a link in the description, because like I said, we've had them a couple years now and they're going strong. And then one of our art activities this week is going to be making cardboard hearts. And I've noticed that our children really love using glue. And so I talk about this in a separate video, but I've been doing a lot with glue bottles, and I buy the Mar glue in the large gallon size because that's the most economical, but I save our smaller bottles so I can refill them. And then what I do is I tint them with a little bit of paint. So when they squeeze the glue out, it actually has color to it. And then they're going to be pressing the pom-poms on top of the glue, and then we'll tie a little string on it so they can hang it. I also have a heart template if you are challenged and it might be kind of hard for you to cut out a heart. However, they are larger than what I'm showing here with our cardboard. But if there's any kind of an art activity that you're going to be doing where you'd like to have a heart template, I will put this free printable, the link to it, in the description. Another art activity that we're going to be doing is making our Valentine bags. Now, I actually am going to use larger bags than this. I left them at home and I just wanted to have some kind of a visual representation here. But the size we use is the size of an actual lunch sack, and they're white. And you can get them off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. And then they're just going to use heart cookie cutters, and they're going to stamp their bags. And then they're going to use these when we have our Valentine exchange. So they'll hang them all outside our room, and the parents will help them fill their bags. But this week they are going to be decorating them. And one of our table activities this week is going to be matching hearts by color. This is a super simple activity, and I actually have a blog post that shows a few different ways that we use this activity, including using it with foam hearts. So I'll put a link to that in the description. Basically what this is I made 2 sets of this printable. I kept one intact, and then I cut out the hearts on the other one. So they're just simply matching the colors. And as I do so, you can have them call out what color it is as they're matching. So again, just a super simple color matching activity that goes well with the Valentine theme. Another free printable I have is this fine motor Valentine printable, where the children are practicing moving from their marker from left to right. I have a straight line, and then I have curves, and then angles, and somebody has already done it for me, but you just take your dry erase marker and you just go across and you just follow. And I laminated mine so that then we can just wipe this off, and we can just keep reusing it over and over again. Another color matching activity I have for Valentine's is matching these hearts, and I laminated ours so they're a little bit sturdier, but you can also just copy them onto cardstock, heavy paper, and then they just match them up like a puzzle. And I also have one more that's not shown, but it is another heart color matching printable. So I'll put the links to all these free printables in the description. And at our writing center, we have our Valentine station, and the children can use markers and stamps, and we have heart-shaped paper, and we also have our Valentine Love Notes. It's a printable that I've created, and I'll drop a link in the description. And then we made a really cute Valentine box last week. The children loved working together on this, and it's going to be our mailbox. And so there's a little slit inside on the top, so that when they make their little love notes, they can stick them inside their mailbox. And then, because we are also talking about feelings during our Valentine's theme, I have this free printable that shows the different emotions. I made 2 copies of each. I kept one intact, and then I have the other one I cut apart so they can just match it. And this is a nice way to, you can use these during circle time to talk about different feelings that we have as well. And then some of the books that we'll be reading this week, 10 Little Kisses, Pete the Cat, Valentine's Day is Cool, and my very favorite book, In My Heart. This is such a sweet book, and it's just, we've actually done a little activity where we've made our own layered hearts like this, and it just talks about how feelings are different colors. I highly recommend this book. I'll put a link in the description, and I look forward to bringing this out every Valentine's Day, but really it's something that can be out year-round, and it goes really well with our kindness elves. So that's how we have our classroom set up for our first week of our Valentine's theme, which includes feelings and friendships, and we also have our post office so we can work on delivering our love notes to each other. And again, if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you can get notifications each time I publish a new video. Thanks for watching.